Good evening, class 12 students. I am Hemlata and I am going to make you understand chapter Microbes in Human Welfare with the help of a comic book. I have shared this in your class group also, and now you are supposed to understand it. Let me help you understanding it. So I have shared my screen with you. So this is a comic book. Comics are interesting things. How you understand the things. Firstly, there is a mind map. How microbes are used in your daily life. Microbes, curd, idli dosa, dahi, bread, toddy, cheese. Microbial household products they are. So we make curd, we make idli dosa, we make bread, we make toddy by the help of fermentation. Cheese is also produced. Microbes in industrial products. Fermented beverages are also produced by microbes. Chemicals are also produced by microbes. Antibiotics are also produced by microbes. So this is the mind map that give you a clear image what you have to read in this chapter, that fermented beverages contain whiskey, beer, rum, and chemicals contain acids like enzymes like lipases, streptokinases, cyclosporin A, statins. Antibiotics contain penicillin. Antibiotic was the first antibiotic to be discovered, was penicillin only. Microbes in sewage treatment. This chapter at the last has that how the microbes are helpful in treating the sewage, the wastewater generated by the household. There are two methods, primary treatment and the secondary treatment. Microbes are also helpful in biogas production, that is also explained in this chapter, especially the bacteria's methanogens, which are methane producing bacterias. Methanobacterium, the name example. Mycobacterium can also has a role of biocontrol agents. Bacteria's Bacillus thuringiensis, fungi trichoderma, viruses, baculoviruses, insects, ladybird, beetle, dragonflies. Microbes as biofertilizers, bacteria Rhizobium azotobacter, cyanobacteria Anavina nostoc, and fungi glomus. These are the biofertilizers, which are microbes are used as biofertilizers. These three are the examples. Like some biofertilizers which are used for increasing the fertility of the soil. Normal fertilizers are also increasing the fertility, but they are chemical in nature. But if we use biofertilizers, that means some organisms can be used as fertilizers, like Rhizobium, azotobacter. Cyanobacteria are the algae which are used as fertilizer. Glomus are the fungus which are acting as a biofertilizer. After learning this chapter, we are able to understand and name the different types of microbes, appreciate the role of microbes in day-to-day life, explain the role of microbes in household products and industrial products, describe the importance of microbes in the sewage treatment and production of biogas, identification, the picture and fermentation plant, sewage treatment plant, as well as draw the label diagram of biogas plant, mention the usefulness of the microbes and biocontrol agents and the biofertilizers, compare the approach of organic farming to the farmers of the control pest and control method. So it is a comic book, so there must be characters. So there's Mr. Sushil Tiwari, father, is in late 40s, is a manager at the sewage treatment plant and has great expertise in his field. He is friendly and responsible person. He's a loving father and devotes time to his family. Then Mrs. Neeta Tiwari is the mother and she is in her early 40s and is a science teacher. She is doting and caring wife and mother, and she has a scientific temperament because she is a science teacher, is always ready to answer the endless queries of her children. Shivangi is the daughter. She is 17-year-old and she is in the class 12. She is obedient and inquisitive girl. Is always eager to learn new things. She is very sincere and complete the task assigned to her with dedication. Rishi, his son, is an active, smart boy of 13, is curious and enthusiastic learner, and has an impressive understanding of the concepts taught to him in the class. Mr. Ramesh, an organic farmer, he's 35-year-old, owns an organic farm, and he's self-driven, diligent, knowledgeable, compassionate person. He advocates sustainable use of resources. So this is the comic book and we are understanding the story of microbes in human welfare. You are looking at the scene one. There is the home in which Neeta is sitting with her daughter, Shivangi, and they are talking. So they are having drinking tea. Both Neeta is sitting on the sofa and drinking tea. Shivangi is sitting on another sofa and thinking about the presentation that her biology teacher has asked her to make on microbes in human welfare. As you can see, the mother is asking the girl, looking stressed. So, girl is asking, Mummy, I have to make a PPT on microbes in human welfare. So, mother is asking, what is the problem then? The girl is saying, I want to understand the topic well before presenting my PPT in the class. So, mother is saying, don't worry, I will explain to you. So, she's asking, will you take time to help me out? So, mother saying, of course, dear. Thanks, mom. So, Shivangi is being held by her mother. Then suddenly doorbell rings and Shivangi goes to open the door. So she said, Mummy, Papa is come back from office. Neeta is asking Sushil, who's father of Shivangi, is everything all right? You have come back from early today. So Sushil is saying, I have invited my friends for dinner today, 8 p.m. So I come back early. So, okay, dear, do you want tea? So she's saying, no, I will go for freshen up and you start dinner preparation. So Neeta is saying to the Shivangi, your papa's friends are coming. So you come and help me in the kitchen. So Shivangi is saying, okay, mommy. So they both went to the kitchen and now Shivangi is asking, what would you make in the snacks? So mother is saying, I will make idlis and pakoras. So my idli, so Shivangi is saying, wow, we have dahi also, we have curd also. See, we can make dahi balla instead of pakoras. So mother is saying my idli batter is ready and has increased the volume and looked frothy, bubbly. Curd is also set. So she's saying good idea, we'll make dahi ballas. Why do you add a small amount of curd to a lukewarm milk? She's asking that why mothers add small amount of curd to the milk. So mother is asking when we add small amount of curd to milk, the curd formation is faster because we add curd which contain lactic acid bacteria. This is important that curd contain lactic acid bacteria which multiply at the suitable temperature and converting milk into the curd. Then Rishi enters the kitchen. Rishi is the brother of Shivangi. He's saying, our teacher also told us bacteria making curd. So mother saying, you have come straight from into the kitchen. So go and wash your hands first. So from park, Rishi has just entered. So mother is saying, go and wash hands. Then Shivangi is asking, are lactic acid bacteria good? So mother is saying lactic acid bacteria improves the nutritional quality of the curd and also the vitamin B12 in the curd. In our stomach, the lactic acid bacteria play an important role in checking the disease caused by microbes. And lactic acid bacteria also help in checking the disease caused by microbe. How does idli batter increase in volume? She's asking. Then mother is saying the dough has fermented by lactic acid bacteria, and due to the accumulation of CO2, it has increased in the volume. So CO2 has been trapped inside the dough. Now let us start making dinner. We will discuss detail regarding your PPT after dinner. So this now after the dinner, the mother is with the Shivangi and she is discussing further. So Shivangi asks, are microbes useful in household products also? Other household products also, are they useful? So mother is going to answer that, yes, dear. Mother will be telling, dough which was made is risen up, which is used for making the idli, dosas, and the dough which is used for making the bread. It is also fermented by the help of the yeast, which is called Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It is the baker's yeast. The bread slices are so light and fluffy because of the fermentation. The yeast has occurred there. So, toddy is a traditional drink of some part of South India. It is made it by fermenting the sap from the palm. So, the sap or the liquid which we get from the palm tree, if we ferment that, we get toddy in the South India. It is made. Mom gives some examples of food item fermented by microbes. My mom is giving examples that microbes are used to ferment fish, soya bean, bamboo shoots to make the food. Next, did you know the large hole of the Swiss cheese? Swiss cheese also have holes because of the production of the CO2 by Propionibacterium shermani. This is also a type of bacterium which produce CO2 and it makes Swiss cheese holes in it. Roquefort cheese is also ripened by specific fungi growing and which gives the specific flavor. So now Shivangi is asking another question. The role of microbes in industrial products. What is the role of microbes in industrial products? Microbes are useful for synthesizing a number of valuable products in industries also. Beverages and antibiotics are the two examples, mother said. Saccharomyces cerevisiae brewer's yeast is used for fermenting malted cereals and fruit juices. So mother is saying that yeast is also helpful in fermenting the malted cereals and fruit juices to produce ethanol. So ethanol is also a chemical which is alcohol is also produced by Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It's a brewer yeast. Isn't it the same yeast which is we are using for bread making? Yes. Clear? It is the same yeast. So yeast is same. Once it is also used for making the bread and now it's also used for making alcohol. It is the same yeast. Which alcoholic drink are obtained without distillation? Wine and beers are produced without distillation, whereas whiskey and brandy is produced by distillation. So she is saying, mother is saying that whiskey brandy is distilled beverage and wine and beer is non-distilled beverage. Please explain about antibiotic also. Shivangi is asking, is azithromycin, which the doctor prescribes, is a cough antibiotic? So mother is saying antibiotics are the chemical substances which kill or retard the growth of disease-causing microbes. So how are antibiotic discovered? Shivangi is asking. So she tell about the history of first antibiotic development. It was discovered by Alexander Fleming. He observed a mold growing in one of the unwashed culture plates around which Staphylococcus could not grow. He named chemical produced by the mold Penicillium notatum. So Alexander Fleming has discovered it mold which is growing in unwashed culture plates around the bacteria Staphylococcus. But there where the mold was growing at that place, Staphylococcus could not grow. So mold was somehow producing some substances which was stopping the growth of this Staphylococci bacteria. He named that chemical produced by the mold Penicillium notatum is the name of the mold. He named the substance released by the Penicillium notatum penicillin. So penicillin was thus discovered. Now, there is further conversation of the mother and the Shivangi going on. Can deadly diseases be treated with antibiotics? The Shivangi is asking. So, mother is saying yes. Antibiotics are used to treat plague. Some disease name she is telling Shivangi that antibiotic can treat whooping cough, antibiotic can treat plague, antibiotic treat diphtheria, antibiotic treat leprosy. So antibiotic can treat various deadly diseases. Did microbes play important role in industrial products also? Shivangi is asking, I would like to know about the industrial products. So mother is saying, yes, microbes used for commercial industrial production of certain chemicals. Microbes produce different types of chemicals. Aspergillus niger is a fungus, produce citric acid. Acetobacter is a bacterium, produce acetic acid. So Aspergillus niger is producing, it's a fungus and producing citric acid, and Acetobacter aceti is a bacterium producing acetic acid. Clostridium botulinum is a bacterium producing butyric acid, and Lactobacillus is a bacterium producing lactic acid. So here the student should be very careful about the names of the bacteria and the product. Like, so Clostridium botulinum is producing butyric acid, that you should remember which bacteria is producing what, and Lactobacillus is producing lactic acid. Same, microbes are also used, mother is saying microbes are also used to produce enzymes, and they are also industrial products, enzymes. So enzymes are used in the lipases are used in detergents to helpful in cleaning the oily stains from the laundry. So lipases are the enzymes which are produced by the microbes, and they are mixed with detergents formulations to remove oily stain from the laundry. Wow, washing powder rely on the enzyme for extra clean clothes. Bottled juices brought from the market are clearer. Those are made at home because they are clarified by uses of pectinases, mother told, and proteases. Two protein breaking enzymes are there which are used, pectinases and proteases, for making the bottled juice clearer. So this is the clearing the bottled juice is the work of proteinases and pectinases. Shivangi saying, wow, that's wonderful. Streptokinase is an enzyme which is produced by Streptococcus bacterium, which removes the clot from the blood vessels of the patient who have undergone myocardial infarction. So heart patients use this enzyme streptokinase, which is produced by Streptococcus bacterium, for removing the clots from the blood vessels of the patient. In the heart attack patient, myocardial infarction is the heart attack. Cyclosporin A is also produced, a chemical which is produced, Trichoderma polysporum. It is used as immunosuppressive drug, which is used in those patients which have got the transplant. Statins are produced by Monococcus purpureus. So Monococcus purpureus is producing statins, and yeast, it's a type of yeast, Monococcus purpureus, which is producing statins, and is commercialized, used as blood cholesterol lowering agents. It acts by competitively inhibiting the enzyme responsible for the synthesis of cholesterol. So cholesterol is decreased by the use of this enzyme. Now, the mother is further in conversation with the Shivangi. I have given you enough information for your PPT. Now you relax and go to sleep. Thank you for your valuable time and information. Good night, Mom. Sushil is sitting on the sofa and reading a newspaper. Shivangi enters the room. Good morning, Papa. Good morning, dear. What you were doing? So he's asking, I was working on my PPT, which I need to present in the class on Monday. I need your help. So she's asking father also, of course, clear, tell me. Of course, dear, tell me, what do you know? So he's asking, Shivangi, come and sit on the sofa. Please explain the role of microbe in sewage treatment. She asked her father. So father is saying, before disposal, sewage is treated in sewage treatment plant because it's a she'll work in a sewage treatment plant. So he's telling that sewage is treated before disposal. The wastewater is treated. It's make harmless before disposing in the rivers. So sewage treatment plants make it treated. Treatment of the waste is done by heterotrophic microbes. The role of microbes are there in the sewage treatment, naturally, which are present in that sewage only. The microbes which are present in the sewage only helps to clean it. Now, please explain the stages. Shivangi is saying that please tell me step by step. So father is saying primary treatment involves physical removal of particles from the sewage through the filtration and sedimentation. So primary treatment involves physical removal of the particles. This father is saying, and then Shwangi is asking, how is it done, physical removal? Father is saying floating debris is removed by the sequential filtration. Step by step, the water is filtered. Sequential filtration is there, and the grit is removed by the sedimentation. Very fine soil grit is removed by keeping the water holded in a large tank, sedimentation tank, then the grit settle down at the bottom. And step by step filtration of one by one, the floating debris is removed. Now, all the solid that form from the primary sludge and supernatant from the effluent. Solid is forming the primary sludge, and this is the waste which is collected after primary treatment. So it is the primary sludge, and the supernatant, which is the water, is making the primary effluent. Next, the effluent from the primary settling tank is taken for secondary treatment. Now, the secondary treatment will start. The father is saying the effluent which has come from the primary. Now it is going for the secondary treatment. What is secondary treatment? Shivangi asked. The father is saying effluent is mechanically agitated in the large aeration tank. Father is saying that primary effluent is continuously agitated, means it is rotated in a large aeration tank in which air is also pumped into it. Air is pumped into it and it is completely agitated. The water is getting rotated, and this allows the vigorous growth of aerobic microbes grow. Flocks are made. Masses of the bacteria which are associated with fungal filaments forming mesh-like structures. These microbes consume organic matter in the effluent. Whatever organic material, organic impurities were there in the effluent of primary, they are microbes eat up them, and the BOD, biochemical oxygen demand of the effluent decreases. It gets reduced. This is the way how the water is getting clean. Its biochemical oxygen demand is getting reduced, becoming clearer. Now, is BOD indicative of something? BOD is getting decreased. So, is it indicating something? That is the question of Shivangi. So, father is saying the sewage water is treated till the BOD is reduced. Greater the BOD of wastewater, more it is polluting. Next, the effluent is settled in the secondary tank is also allowed to sediment. It is called activated sludge. Is activated sludge, why is it called activated sludge? She asked. The father is saying that a small part of activated sludge is pumped back into the aeration tank, which act as an inoculum, means again to fasten the process of cleaning. A small amount of sludge from the secondary tank is pumped into the aeration tank so that microbes load is increased and it serves as inoculum, starting microbes. And then the remaining part is pumped into the large tank called anaerobic sludge digester. There it is used for biogas production. What is the role of anaerobic sludge digester? Here, anaerobic organisms, bacteria digest the bacteria and fungi in the sludge. Bacteria produce gases such as methane, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, biogas. Why is untreated sewage often discharged directly into the rivers? Untreated sewage, if it is discharged into the rivers, it will harm the rivers, make the river polluting. So father is saying, so the sewage is not discharged into the river because due to the, if it is untreated, it will harm the river. And due to urbanization, the sewage is being produced in much larger quantities than before because now population is increasing. So our government has launched certain programs, plans to clean the Ganga. That's called Ganga Action Plan. Ministry of Environment and Forest initiated Ganga Action Plan, Yamuna Action Plan. These plans purpose is to build large number of sewage treatment plants so that sewage can be treated before discharging to the rivers. So Shivangi is asking, Papa, can you please explain biogas production in detail? What is a biogas production? So I know that biogas is main gas is methane, Shivangi is saying. So father is saying methanogens anaerobically grow on the cellulosic waste and on the waste of the cow dung also. The methanogen grow anaerobically on these material, produce large amount of methane because they are methane producing bacteria. Is methanobacterium an important example of that methanogen? Father is saying yes, they are found in the anaerobic sludge during the sewage treatment. Rumen of the cattle also methanogens are found. So methanobacterium is a methanogen. In the rumen, bacteria help in breakdown of the cellulose that is in the grass, and it also released with the along with the cow dung. And why there is more biogas in the rural areas? Because the cattle's dung is easily available in large quantities and it is also having methanogens, so it is used for feeding the biogas plant, the methane production. Now the Shivangi is going to ask her father another question. Who is responsible for development of technology of biogas production in India? So father is saying Indian Agricultural Research Institute, IARI, and Khadi and Village Industry Commission, KVIC, are responsible for development of technology. So two institutes, IARI and Khadi and Village Industry Commission. Thank you, Papa, for such detailed information. You are always welcome, dear. Do you know anyone who can help me information on microbes as a biocontrol agent? My colleague Rohit's brother owns an organic farm in Gurugram. So he is telling about that his friend's brother is having an organic farm. He can tell about microbes as a biocontrol agents. Let me call him and find out if he can arrange our meeting with his brother. Sushil calls Rohit on the mobile. Rohit told me that we can visit his brother's farm tomorrow around 10. So wonderful, love you, Papa. Rishi enters the room. Didi, why you are so happy? Papa, I also want to go with both of you. So they are going to the farm to see how the organic farmer is using bacteria for making the biofertilizers. So rod-shaped bacteria are the bacillus bacteria. As everyone leaves the room, Shivang start thinking about different types of microbes and their role in the fermentation sewage treatment plants. Spherical shaped bacteria are called coccus bacteria. Fungal colonies is like this, growing on the plate. Sewage treatment plant is like this. Biogas plant diagram is like this. So Shivangi is thinking about these things. Now, they are going to understand about the organic farms also. Now, there are few question time. So, choose the correct option. During curd formation, lactic acid bacteria, the nutritional quality improves due to the increase in vitamin B12. Methanogenic bacteria. So, first question answer is C, vitamin B12. Methanogenic bacteria are not found in rumen of the cattle, bottom of the waterlogged paddy, gobar gas plant activated sludge. Where they are not found, bottom of the waterlogged paddy fields. So its answer also C. So first to answer, the option is C. Which one of the following alcoholic drink is produced without distillation? So wine is produced without distillation. BOD is the wastewater estimated by measuring the amount of total oxygen consumption. So BOD is estimated by how much oxygen is required. So D option will be correct. Wastewater treatment generates a large quantity of sludge which can be treated by how can the sludge be treated? By anaerobic digesters. So A option will be correct. Primary treatment of the wastewater involves the removal of solid particles. The technology of biogas production from cow dung was developed by Indian Agriculture Research Institute and KVIC, Khadi Village and Industrial Commission. Yeast is used in bread making is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So B option is correct. What would happen if the oxygen availability to activated sludge flock is reduced? If the oxygen availability is reduced, then the flocks will become anoxic and that will result in the cause of death of the bacteria in breakage of flock will occur. So therefore oxygen is continuously supplied. Activated sludge would have the ability to see quickly so that it can settle quickly. Activated sludge is ability to settle quickly, so it is rapidly pumped, discarded, and aerobically digested. Match the following. Aspergillus niger, you will match it with the citric acid. Acetobacter aceti, you will match it with the Aspergillus niger, you have matched with citric acid. So A is going to be Aspergillus niger is producing citric acid, Acetobacter is producing acetic acid, and Clostridium butylicum is producing butyric acid, and Lactobacillus is producing lactic acid. So this DCBA will be the answer. Now they have reached the farm, and then in the Gurugram they meet Ramesh, the organic farmer. So Sushil is saying Namaste Ramesh ji. So students are also greeting Namaste uncle, Namaste uncle, Namaste Sushil ji, and dear children, come let me show you my organic farm. So crops are growing in his farm, and Ramesh is showing the crops to the students. Uncle, what is biocontrol? Shivangi is asking. Biocontrol refer to the use of biological methods for controlling the pest and disease in the pest. So Ramesh is replying the definition. This is the definition of biocontrol. Biocontrol refers to the use of biological methods for controlling the plants and diseases and the pest. Now what happens next? Why should we not use chemicals like insecticide and pesticide and weedicide? Shwangi is asking. So Ramesh is saying these chemical toxics are extremely harmful pollutants to our environment. What is your key belief? My key belief is that biodiversity further health. Biodiversity is good for health. So I create a system where pest is not eradicated but kept at a manageable level. So this is the aim or key belief of the biocontrol, that here pests are kept at the manageable low levels and they are not killed.